But what I had to speak about, it really ties into what Steve just said. This is a request for an annual informational membership meeting for the total membership of the retiree board, anyone who belongs to the retiree system, to have an annual informational membership meeting. It's in the best interest of the members to be able to hear information and ask questions directly to the trustees and/or the actuary or the executive director. There was such a meeting about 3 years ago, but what we would like to see done differently is to have the meeting with more working microphones and an overhead or PowerPoint screen which should be visible to all attending.
Yes.
Previously, the microphones did not work sufficiently, and the actuary, who was the speaker of the meeting, had a 24 by 30 pad of paper that I used when I first started teaching in 1971 under the easel as a visual. It was impossible to see or read from the floor. And it was at Gateway Middle. If it does not have these, we're sure that there are other venues that do. Other retirement organizations have informational meetings annually without any problem.
Amen.
I personally think it would foster better relations between the members and the organization, and then there wouldn't be, there is information being circulated concerning many matters to which the members need to have clear and correct answers. And how better to achieve this than from the retirement board itself? We are in the education business either directly or indirectly, and education is information. Information is education. There is still ample time to plan such a meeting before the end of the school year. Thank you for your time, and we will be anxiously awaiting the date of the meeting.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm hoping that people are following what has happened with the stock market today. It's over 13,000, and the excuse that's always been given by this board, we don't have the money. Well, we want to know what you got and where you got these investments and what it is currently, because unless something is terribly wrong, we know that the investments are going up and up and up. You should have enough to pay us. We can talk about what the electric rates, how many of you have filled up recently in your car? You know that all of those things are going up. An example is what Steve pointed out is our medical
Health insurance.
health insurance.
It has
It's
doubled.
gone up and up and up. Now, in the past, the board has at least given us a supplement. I think there's $20 or $80. They could give us a supplement to our medical. I have to have Barnes Hospital. I have a defibrillator. My defibrillator went off the day before yesterday. They monitor this thing. I got a call from them about it, and I have to go in and see the doctor again. I have to see a specialist at Barnes Hospital. I can't go to some other hospital. I can't take the cheap gold plan because it's a life and death question with me and many of our retirees. So we are asking that you consider giving us a COLA. As far as the SAB board is concerned, they got $96 million settlement. According to the Post-Dispatch, the district is no longer has a deficit. Whether they will finish the school year tens of millions of dollars, and this year they expect $54 million surplus. So it is not necessary for them to be 100% funded. All these other funds, the state teachers fund, all the ones have been giving, like my wife gets a 2% this year, and they are not anywhere near 87%, which is what the last I heard we are. So they could legally give us something, at least some money on our insurance.
A COLA.
But we want to. What we really need is a COLA because everything is going up. So I want you to consider that and check with your lawyers because your fund is more and more solvent, hundreds of millions of dollars more this last year.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Annie Quain. I don't know who you people are,
Are you a member
You
of
must be
our-
important, you're wearing suits.
Are you part of our fund?
No, I'm not. I am a grandparent of 3 grandboys who go to St. Louis Public Schools.
You do realize that this is not the school board, that we're the pension fund?
I do realize that, and what I want to say is that there are, what's more important than your kids' education? Really, besides loving them, what's more important? Nothing. And so the schools here have deteriorated pretty badly. My kids, my boys,
Excuse me, Ms. Quinn.
what?
We have nothing to do with the school board, so I'm just.
She's talking about this.
I'm talking about teachers, and I'm talking about being here to support teachers. And I'm talking about if you do not compensate them fairly, and if
We
you do
don't-
not,
we don't
if they are
pay
not
teachers salary.
provided
don't
a
pay
decent
teachers salary.
pension, and if you do not,
Let us speak. Speak.
I'm just trying to understand the relevance.
I don't know, who are you? Who are you?
Who am I?
What
Who
is
am
your
I?
position?
I am a trustee, and I am a chairman of the trustee board.
Okay, and what kind of power do you have? Who are you?
I'm a lawyer.
You're a lawyer?
You
And
still
you're not
have
paying
three.
attention to anything.
You still have
I've
3
been watching
minutes.
you.
You still
And
have
you-
only 3 minutes, so.
Okay. I want the best education for my grandboys that can be provided. And that can happen here in St. Louis if the quality of the teachers is somewhat determined by them being fairly compensated and by them knowing that they will have a decent pension and they will have health insurance. So, you know what? I don't know what else to say. Hello.
Thank you.
Get your stuff down.
Are you kicking me out?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Oh, hell fucking no. You're kicking me out of
I'm
here?
gonna say, get your stuff and let's go.
Okay, fine.
Why?
Thank you anyway.
Why? She's a taxpayer.
Kick my ass out of here.
At a public meeting. She's a taxpayer at a public meeting.
I ain't leaving. Kick me out. Kick me out.
Man, she's acting like the Taliban. Stop it.
I ain't
Let her
leaving.
stay.
Forget you.
Let us sit there. Mr. Eugene Fowler.
Good evening. I am also a taxpayer. I am also a national board member of the Congress of Race and Equality. I am also, and I don't use it often, a minister. And I'm also insulted. I'm here mainly to support the need of the retirees and the improvement of their economics. I'm insulted because grown folks can't talk to grown folks. It says to me that we have a hell of a link in communication. Anytime you come to an educational system and the first thing you face are law enforcement, that's an insult. That's an insult. And whoever the chairman is of this meeting should not allow such activity to take place anymore. As of tonight, I'm going to put it on my agenda to make sure that I'm here to make sure that we don't have the kind of clown activity that was presented here. No disrespect to your law enforcement, but unless a person violates the law, is the only way that they should be approached. And as of today, I will publicly say to this community, there's a nice number of people, but there's more retirees than this. The only way that you all want to solve your problem, hate to tell you, but you're gonna have to take it to the streets. If you're willing to take it to the streets intelligently, I am willing to unite with you all as an organization to make that happen. Because I'm understanding from talking to a lot of you who I know, you all have been trying to talk to this committee, board, or whatever it is, for a long period of time. I used to hear my daddy say, if he sent me to school every day, and I came out at the end of the year dumber than I did when I started off, there's no sense for me going to school. If you all have been talking to this body for years and have gotten no redress, common sense says to you that you got to come up with another strategy. And unfortunately, the masses of people in this community don't know what's going on. And I think taking it to the street to educate folks, not to create no havoc, but to educate people and get the people to understand that your problem is their problem and collectively we all have a problem, is the only way that we're going to solve the problem. I appreciate the opportunity, but let me say this, I mean this. Anybody in this town that know me will tell you, I don't make no threats. I give promises. The only way I'm not at your next board meeting, I have something more important that came up like this was important to me tonight. But I don't want to see what I saw here tonight. Only thing the taxpayer was asking to do was to be heard and to be disrespected and to be approached by those with guns. I had a gentleman removed today from the welfare office who was a security guard. They had a fire alarm to go off, and there was about 900 black folks in the room, unfortunately, one white security guard. And he held his pistol from the time that he marched the people outside the building until he marched them in. I got insulted again. But I had time to do something about that. But I'm gonna begin doing something about this one. I don't wanna see this no more.
Your 3 minutes.
Thank you very much.
The next agenda item is the approval of retirement and benefits for December 2011 and January 2012. Is there a motion?
I make the motion to approve the benefits for, I make the motion to approve the benefits for December 2011 and 2012.
We can't hear you. I second.
A motion has been made for the approval of retirements and benefits for December 2011 and January 2012. And seconded. Do we need a roll call on that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.